Ikora, Guardian. Drifter and I had something to show you, to better varnish your understanding. Kepler is part of the Oort Cloud, a sea cliff of Sol jutting over the abyss of space. If you want to understand what summoned you, you need to understand dark matter. Find a pool of Radiolaria. Drifter will explain first.
I familiarized myself with the most recent studies from the tower. Dark matter is well documented.
Sure. In papers.
Peer-reviewed data is our strongest place of knowledge. Though I imagine, Orin, you have a different angle on the subject.
I've had my eyes on some of these Vex going haywire, and seems like the dark matter of this place is souring the milk, so to say. Once the stuff gets near Vex milk, the Vex become disconnected from the collective, and then go nuts before they slowly die off.
Dark matter influence implies some part of their biology is aware of its presence.
It is, even when limited to 3 dimensions.
Forgive me for only considering 3.
We are dealing with 2 separate problems connected by the 9. Dark matter, which is what they are, and time, which is what they shift. Dark matter can usually only be experienced, not observed. Think of wind, or scent. Invisible, but detectable. Shifts in time, though, are harder to sense. We are drawings on a piece of paper, and without us knowing, that paper is being folded into a crane. We can seek their hands all we want, but we can't fold the paper. It is easy to feel adrift, powerless.
Adrift is a good way to put it. If we can see the unseeable here, maybe we'll see what shaped our path, too. We're facing this together, Orin. Guardian, there's a growth in the Ionian settlement that the plant life is responding to. This interaction is arresting.
Caldera Rex. Beautiful.
We'll have to send additional researchers for further study of the interaction between transdimensional matter and material flora.
Once I can wrangle my proprioception out of the 6th dimension and stop my skin from shifting squares on the periodic table, maybe I'll write you a paper on it.
Dark matter doesn't explain the time-lost artifacts we've seen.
It does, in a way. The 9 exist outside of time. When one intervenes in our dimension, it can cause tears in space-time, pull things through. A hole punch in our paper crane.
You have a talent for explaining complex concepts. Have you thought about how you could share what you've learned?
No. I have not been able to cloud through what is next for me.
Knowledge decays if it is not shared, as the Ionians say. What do you miss most, Orin, now that you're not the Emissary?
My media file collection. I put so much thought into curating it before all of this. I loved to magpie. Maybe I still do.
Lodi mentioned a collection of pressed music recordings he left behind. I bet he'd enjoy someone guiding him through a few hundred years of what he missed. The time-lost objects we've seen, all of them are obviously from the past. We haven't seen anything yet that appears to be from the future. Orin, can the 9 only pull objects forward in time?
Only forward, never backward. When I was Emissary, I knew this truth as I knew my own pulse. The rule of chronal flow is the 9's oldest, and their cruelest. The 9 on the other side of the altar is connected to the singularity, but they aren't one and the same. I don't see why they would seek to create a black hole, but their goals are different from ours. We have no sway over them.
Can you blame me for wanting to try?
Of course not. We've both been fortunate to learn about the world from the safety of the tower, and to learn about it from underneath our skin.
Then share that knowledge. There's a place and a future for you, Orin. Teach humanity what we cannot learn from study.
A future? I would like that. Guardian, I think I've made a mistake. Lodi and I were talking. Now that conversation reeks of sulfur.
That sounds unpleasant.
I should have noticed it sooner, before the conversation spoiled into argument. But I didn't. I pushed him, and he stormed off into the hills. I tracked him to here and set a beacon to signal him, but he hasn't responded. Find him.
Send us his last known heading. We'll find him. Orin, what exactly were you two arguing about?
The past, what might be, and the cliff of what he is becoming. He prefers to look behind instead of what is in front of him. He values service over freedom. I've already made that mistake for him.
He's going through a lot. Maybe we can approach it with a little more tact.
Probably. I've picked up some prickly communication habits from my last job.
Orin, we're here, but I don't see Lodi.
But his scent, lost in time, hanging on brass and polished sand.
Okay. Guardian, I think she means that monument. And next to it, brass and sand, must be the time-lost telescope.
Orin sent you after me. It's nice to see people get worried when you disappear. I'm not actually going anywhere. I needed to look up at the stars and clear my head, but then the Vex turned up.
Anything we can help with?
Talk this out with me. Orin keeps telling me that I can't go back home. That if I join 3, I'll lose myself. I don't know if I believe that. That who we are before doesn't matter. If it did, 3 could have picked anyone. But it was me.
I understand. Sometimes I feel that way about the Traveler. It has a purpose beyond me. But it chose me. And I chose the Guardian. The choice matters. That it was you matters. Even Orin held on to pieces of herself as an emissary.
That's what the Drifter says. We all got North Stars. Speaking of, you can find the North Star from where you're standing. See it? That's the one. Polaris. You know, my father taught me to fly an old Duster as a boy. I was an aerial surveyor during, well, we often flew at night. Stars were important. My old man, he used to tell me, nations are built by service. Drilled that phrase. Now, I didn't want to kill anyone, but I could help get a clear view of a target, make sure it was the enemy, and help minimize collateral. Then my eyesight didn't hold, I washed out. I thought I had my whole career planned out, and then gone in a haze. I flew longer than I should have, finding my way there and home again by the stars as much as my instruments. I remember being worried the stars never look the same from the ground, but you orient yourself right, and there they are. Our crew used to joke that we were sighting targets for Orion's next hunt, guiding his arrows to the hearts of evil men. We thought we could make killing fair. I'm not that naive anymore. But as an emissary, I could still put a finger on the scale. A check. Sometimes that's all you can hope for in the world. To shift it just a bit in the right direction.
That's what I like to think we do with the light and the darkness. They're powerful, but it's who wields them that matters.
My will won't be my own if I choose to accept this new job. Orin's words. But I've always found my way taking on something bigger than myself, putting others before myself because I'm able. That's what I trained for. That's my Polaris. And it's never led me wrong so far. I'll be able to fly a path home not in spite of what I serve, but because of it. If Orin can't see that, then maybe she needs the vacation. Orin can think of me what she wants. No soy monedita de oro. You can't please everyone. But I know what I stand for. I want to be my own messenger. Guardian, Mr. Ghost, I know Orin thinks I'm naive. I hope you don't. A messenger gets to choose how they deliver their message. There's power in that.
Guardian, you have one new call.
The position of emissary is not a comfortable one. Hanging between, a mess of secondary colors caught in a minor key. The Nine need emissaries to understand humanity. Their subjective reality is fundamentally different from yours. Lodi is trapped in the present participle, becoming, transforming, beginning to hear the stretch of magnetic fields, learning to bear the touch of the Nine like acclimating to lightning strikes. The Nine don't understand plain, mauve disgust, how we react to the changes they put an emissary's body through. My choices and the pain they brought me are my own. I'm not Lodi. His pain, his choices, his changes, gerund again. He is wrestling with them. Have patience with him, now and in future.